Street smart people, what's the best street tips? Always act like you know where you are going. This works for a lot of stuff. My wife and I own a surgical implant company. Now I just do the paperwork and maintain the patient database and stay at home. But I used to be one of the sales reps that would actually go into the operating room during the surgeries we provided implants for. The hospital had two ways to get into the operating rooms. One way, you didn't need a card to swipe/tap to gain entry. You just walked through a door and through the pre-op area and cut through one hallway past some offices. But that way was off limits for vendors, which we are considered. The other way, the way we were supposed to take, involved going through a maze of hallways that had multiple doors, that you had to ring a bell and wait for someone to come open the doors. You could stand there for 10 minutes sometimes waiting. So, I would go through the off-limits doors into the pre-op area. I just walked in, would say hello to everyone who looked at me, and walk with a purpose, like I belonged there. No one ever stopped me, but numerous times someone walking in right before me or after me, and the nurses would be like, "Excuse me, who are you, and what are you doing here?" and then would send them out the same door and make them walk around. Know that criminals rely on their victims to be polite and not cause a scene or draw attention to themselves. When something happens to you, scream and shout, make it known you're in danger. If you're in a big town or a city and a group of kids surround you, keep your hands in your pockets and don't let them get behind you. Some will try to distract you while others pickpocket you. If you're feeling uncomfortable or uneasy, trust it. Every time I felt uneasy while walking through my neighborhood, I've always saw something or heard of something happening. Never show fear or nervousness when you're female and alone. If a man tries to draw you in, it sounds counterintuitive, but you're better off being friendly and in control than hostile. "Hey hon, I'm in a damn hurry, hope you're good," and laugh and walk faster as you wave and smile. Woman who travels alone and has walked some scary places at 3 AM. People make it so simple for thieves to make a living. Just see how many handbags hang by the side and how many phones are in people's back pockets. Always keep valuables in an interior pocket, preferably one with a zipper. You can even carry a phony wallet filled with Monopoly money in an exterior pocket if you're in a notoriously pickpocket prone location like Paris or Naples. Humor goes a long way. Someone tries to start a fight with you over something stupid, just be non-confrontational and crack some jokes. Even big biker dudes, gangsters, etc. will usually leave you alone after you've almost made them laugh and made them think you're somewhat submissive. Once had a dude think I was staring at his girl at a bar and came up to me like, "You keep looking at my girl and I'll cut your switch off." And I said, "I only made unintentional eye contact with her while looking around. Bro, I wasn't staring. Plus, even if I was, you ain't gotta worry about me. I'm hung like a 5-month-old. This switch ain't doing nothing for anyone." And then he almost chuckled and was like, "WTF, bro, come on," and walked off. Let's say a guy pulls a knife on you to mug you. What do? You go fumbling for your wallet, and you go fumbling for your wallet. Well, in that split second, that's when he's going to stab you. So here's what you do. You kids get yourselves a money clip. Okay, you can get these at any haberdashery. You put a $50 bill in the money clip, then when a guy flashes a blade, you go, "Back quote, you want my money, go get it." Then you run the other direction. JJ Button Binder. I don't know that I have street smarts exactly, as I've spent most of my life in rural PA. That said, I can tell you how my neighbors get effed with when they go to cities. They puff their chests up, make hard eye contact with strangers, and square off on randos for getting too close. Then they come home and tell a story about how this guy started accosting them for no reason. Don't start looking around, especially eye contact. Walk with purpose and keep your eyes where you are going. Bonus points if you look a bit angry or crazy. If you are in a group of people who are about to get in trouble or something is going wrong, just casually walk away. This only really applies if you are a teen, like I was trying to sneak in places with my friends, or outering or doing something delinquent. But I always stayed observant just out of habit, and I would see cop cars pull up or an angry looking person coming our way and literally just get up and walk away as casual as possible. This has literally never failed me. Most people punch with their right hand. If accosted, stepping to the side could give you a second to react. Watch their feet, as they will pivot to sucker punch you. If planning this, another sign is them repeating saying something. That's due to adrenaline disrupting their thinking pattern, getting ready to attack. Distance is always your friend in any encounter. Any self-defense situation, your goal is to get away, not win, and celebrate UFC style. Always be aware of your surroundings. If someone looks or sounds a little off, avoid eye contact, especially on public transportation. And don't let nobody punk you. I carry a knife with me most of the time, and depending on the situation, like getting jumped, or the dude is way bigger than me, I will use it. When I was younger, I was always with friends, so rarely ever ran into trouble. But now that I'm older, I'm usually out and about by myself, or with my daughter, and I'm too old to run. So I gotta do what I gotta do to protect myself. And if someone messed with my daughter, you'll definitely see me on the news. If you sell substance, do not ever sell out of your home. You go to their house or meet them somewhere. Don't be lazy. Your house is your sanctuary and should be unknown to just about everyone, but especially your clientele. I don't care who you are, what race you are, how rich/poor you are, or how educated/uneducated you are. If a cop is asking you questions in order to find out information about a crime, the only words that leave your mouth are "I want to speak with a lawyer," then you keep your mouth shut. It doesn't matter if you're guilty or innocent. Do not ever talk to the cops without your lawyer. Ever. If you're doing business with someone and they randomly mention that they're trustworthy because they are a Christian, and God bless, run, because you're about to get scammed/ripped off. If they do it to other people, they will do it to you. If you're going to break the law, don't be stupid and get caught. Don't cut corners. Don't get cheap. Pay attention to details, and don't be bragging to people about it. That's how you get caught. Life is a lot more expensive when you have bad credit. At any place where you're stationary for a period of time, for instance, bus stop, assess the area and identify all possible escape routes. Also check if there's anything nearby that you could use as a weapon to even the score. I often do the escape route thing if I'm in a waiting room like a doctor's surgery, probably just because I get bored easily. I'm a people watcher too, so I'm always aware of how many people are around and the energy each of them bring into the room. Next time you are out in public walking from point A to B, on public transit, whatever, plan to mug someone, pick out a victim, watch them for a bit, pick a few victims and narrow it down to one. Now, think about the things people were doing that made your brain select them as a victim. What was so special about the one person you narrowed it down to? Get better at not displaying those traits yourself when walking around at night or taking the last train home. I absolutely hate this dialogue of "don't get attacked" rather than "let's raise people that don't attack others." But there are things that we can do to not become victims. If you can, before you travel, use Google Street View to familiarize yourself with the area. Before my first trip to Paris, I did a Street View walkthrough from the train station to my hotel, remembering what the buildings looked like, where I needed to walk, etc. And carry a money belt, not a wallet. I saw an older American couple on the same train going to my stop get pickpocketed after the fact. Walk like you own the place, but speak with respect. Usually, don't starch, won't be supplies. Avoid anything that will lead to confrontation. Do not interfere personally in conflicts. Calling 911 discreetly, yes. Breaking up a fight, no. Remember, you don't know what people are packing. An advanced UFC quality MMA fighter walked up on a guy slapping a girl. He decided to get involved. He had the guy in a choke hold in like 2 seconds while he was waiting for the guy to pass out. He felt several little stings, like a bee sting, he said. Then he saw the blood. Fortunately, he had, past tense, 2 kidneys and only one was being repeatedly stabbed. I'm not saying he shouldn't have done something, just that he paid a high price for the something he chose.